Just breaking onto the scene in Helmand Province is the Marines' female engagement team. Similar to other women's teams from the past, these Marines' job is to interact with the typically unheard, unseen women of the country.
I knew coming into this, I was 11 in was it 96 or so when the Taliban started sort of reasserting a very restrictive presence on the women here. So it wasn't a surprise how they were living necessarily.
Donning headscarves beneath their Kevlar helmets, the FET must begin the task of gaining trust from the Afghan men of the village, who will decide whether or not it's permissible for the Marines to engage the local women. Culture even makes it difficult for the Marines to directly engage the men, necessitating male intermediaries.
I've had some men just don't want to speak to me at all. I've had pleasant conversations with men, and then so pleasant, in fact, that I've followed up with, "It doesn't bother you that I'm speaking to you?" And then they'll say, "No, it does." So I have apologized and backed out of those scenarios.
The FET is here in Khwaja Jamal as part of Operation Eastern Resolve 2, to bring a message of understanding and assurance to the women, and also to listen to a mostly silenced voice.
The voice of half of the population, hopefully. Can't pretend like they're not also in the same battle space. So if we can give voice to that and find out what they need, and that will be an asset to the entire coalition effort.
The mission certainly isn't simple. The FET sometimes encounters stiff resistance. The men of Khwaja Jamal, for example, would not permit the FET Marines to enter the compounds, at least not today. But the Marines aren't discouraged by the roadblock.
Well, it's good for them just to observe the process of interacting with the community, using an interpreter, trying to take quick notes, use their shorthand. So, not a loss.
And as night settled in, the team did encounter one woman who openly welcomed their presence and gave the FET some important feedback about the country's female culture. It's a process that will take time and patience, but could ultimately prove invaluable to helping give Afghan women a voice of their own. Marine Sergeant Ashleigh Bryant, Khwaja Jamal, Afghanistan.